Tesla currently buys lithium iron phosphate batteries from CATL and BYD for their vehicles and for their Megapacks, but reportedly, as a part of the Gigafactory Nevada expansion, Tesla will be setting up their own lithium iron phosphate battery manufacturing space, which of course is extremely exciting news. Follow along with me as I discuss where these batteries will be used, when this factory will be up and running, factory capacity, and more. I'm John, and this is Cleanerwatt. Back in 2022, during an investor conference call, Drew Baglino mentioned pursuing iron cathode supplies. Then last year, it was reported that Tesla was pursuing a partnership with CATL to license their battery technology and build a US-based battery factory. Now, based on recent reporting, it looks like Tesla is indeed going to localize supply of at least a portion of their lithium iron phosphate battery needs here in the USA, and CATL is going to be helping them set this up. So with that being said, let's now dive into the details. This story was originally published by Bloomberg, but now has also been reported by several other sites, including Teslarati. According to reports, this new lithium iron phosphate battery factory will be run and owned completely by Tesla. So it's not going to be some kind of jointly owned partnership or a deal like the Tesla-Panasonic deal where Tesla built and owns the Gigafactory Nevada building, but Panasonic owns the equipment and manufactures 2170 batteries for Tesla at that factory. For this new lithium iron phosphate factory, it looks like CATL will be providing and setting up the equipment for Tesla, so it'll be pretty plug and play. And I also assume that CATL will be training Tesla employees how to properly run this equipment. In addition, I believe there's a strong possibility that Tesla is going to be paying some kind of recurring licensing fee for their technology, because although some key lithium iron phosphate battery patents have expired, so the basic core technology is no longer protected, CATL still has a lot of expertise, and there are specific techniques I'm sure that they use that aren't used by others in the industry. So I believe it's still important that Tesla uses the processes that CATL set up, because CATL makes great batteries, and it's not an accident that they are the leading manufacturer of lithium iron phosphate batteries in the world. When it comes to the capacity of this factory, reportedly, it should be able to produce 10 gigawatt hours of batteries per year once fully ramped up, so it isn't necessarily going to be a massive factory. But the good news is, based on these reports once again, it looks like this factory could be up and running as soon as next year. But where will Tesla likely use these locally made lithium iron phosphate batteries? Well, currently in the US market, Tesla uses CATL batteries that they import in the rear-wheel drive Model 3 and also in their Megapack energy storage product. Since the US-built Tesla Model 3s include imported batteries from China, they no longer qualify for the $7,500 federal tax credit, which is of course a bummer for the consumer. So it would make a lot of sense to localize lithium iron phosphate battery supply for the rear-wheel drive Model 3. That way the vehicle would qualify for that $7,500 tax credit. But unfortunately, it doesn't look like that is how Tesla plans to use these batteries from this initial build out. Instead, it's being reported that these batteries will be used in the Tesla Megapacks. Now, shortly, I'll talk about the potential of vehicle use in the future of these LFP batteries, and also the potential of 4680 batteries made with LFP chemistry. But first, I want to talk about the implications to Tesla's Megapack business with this particular news. According to Tesla's website, Tesla's Megapack factory in Lathrop, California is designed to produce around 10,000 Megapacks per year, which roughly equates to 40 gigawatt hours of storage per year. But that factory is not completely ramped up just yet, and it's not quite producing that many Megapacks per year, as was made clear in Tesla's most recent shareholder presentation. But nonetheless, once both factories are fully ramped up, this 10 gigawatt hours of LFP batteries would cover approximately 25% of the battery needs from that factory, and would also have the added benefit of lowering the cost of the Megapacks and would make this battery supply eligible for financial incentives through the IRA program, and thus it would have the potential to improve the profitability of Tesla's Megapack business. Now, if you're like me, you might be a little disappointed that these lithium iron phosphate batteries are not going to be used in the rear-wheel drive Model 3, because I would love to see that vehicle qualify for a full $7,500 tax credit. It's already pretty affordable, but that would make it even more affordable. But nonetheless, my hope is that this is just the very beginning of Tesla building LFP batteries in the USA, and that this is really kind of like a pilot start to this to see how this goes. And if this goes well, that Tesla will partner with CATL or maybe build out their own production facilities here in the USA further, more than just this 10 gigawatt hour per year factory. Logistically, financially, and environmentally, it of course makes sense for Tesla to build LFP batteries for the USA market in the USA, and localizing their supply chain is something that Tesla has discussed in the past. But in addition to that, with the experience that Tesla will gain building these LFP prismatic batteries with CATL equipment, I believe this could open the door for Tesla to start using LFP chemistry in their 4680 batteries in future factories. LFP 4680 batteries, for example, could make sense in a rear-wheel drive Cybertruck in the future. It also could make a lot of sense for Tesla's next generation vehicle, the compact, more affordable vehicle that's supposed to be around $25,000 or so. It could make sense in that vehicle as well, because not only do I believe that vehicle will have a structural battery pack, which will need 4680 batteries in general, but the LFP chemistry is, of course, cheaper. And if Tesla is able to build LFP 4680 batteries in-house and put those into their structural battery pack system, I believe that could help pave the way, once again, for Tesla to hit their target for that vehicle to be very affordable and very cost-effective to produce. With that being said, please let me know in the comment section below what you think about this particular announcement. And also, do you think that this is just the start for Tesla and that many more LFP factories will come in the future? And do you believe Tesla will manufacture LFP 4680 batteries? I'd love to know what you think. Leave that in the comment section below. I'd also like to say once again, thank you to all of those of you who support me through Patreon. Your support makes a big difference and does help make these videos possible. If you'd like to find out more about how you can support my work through Patreon, I will put a link in the video description. Thank you so much.